NEO 2.0, the natural design flooring presented with the Blue Engel Award. We would like to use this film to demonstrate to you how simple it is for you to lay the NEO 2.0 design floor by using the Megalock Rapid Laying System. You will need the following tools and accessories: an impact noise insulation underlay, 1.5mm thick, designed for a minimum pressure load of 10 tons, spacing wedges and a pencil, a utility knife, angle, folding rule and bevel angle. It may be necessary to shorten door frames or skirting boards. Therefore, a tenon saw, metal saw or miter saw is necessary. Please note the following important points. Always store the flooring packets in a cross-stacked pattern at the place of installation for approximately 48 hours before installing them so that they can acclimatise to the local conditions. Always inspect them for damage on the boards. Never lay any damaged boards. Always remove old floor coverings before starting to lay new coverings. Prepare the subsoil as flat, smooth and ready for laying new coverings. Surfaces for laying on must be solid, clean, level and dry. If the surface is recently laid cement-based screed or similar wet applied screed, test the subsoil with a humidity measuring device according to the DIN standards stated here before commencing the laying works. Always compensate for unevenness in the subsoil by grinding down the surface or with levelling compound so that the difference in the level is not more than 2mm per metre. The correct sub-base construction. Firstly, lay the impact noise insulation underlay and then the NEO panels on top. NEO 2.0 is suitable for laying on hot water underfloor heating systems. The contact temperature between the heating and floor covering should not exceed 27 degrees. Never lay NEO design flooring on electrical underfloor heating systems. Fireplaces and stoves must be positioned on a fire protection floor plate with a circumferential protection area of at least 40 centimetres. If there are any doubts, then contact your local chimney sweep. Lay the floor elements with a 10mm spacing from the fire protection plate. Cover the expansion joint created with a covering or compensation cover strip. Always create a 10mm expansion joint against walls, permanently installed objects and indoor transitions. Shorten door frames and door elements so that a board element with impact noise insulation layer can be pushed underneath. If it is not possible to shorten a door frame, then lay the floor with a 10mm expansion joint to the liner and seal the joint with a section of skirting. Always create an additional movement joint every 12 metres in the longitudinal and transverse directions, and cover them with transition rails. Never position damp flower pots directly or permanently on the flooring. Always use other suitable base coverings such as with, e.g., chair rollers. Always remove puddling fluids as soon as possible. How to lay NEO 2.0 simply and correctly. Always ensure a general minimum plank width of 8 cm when cutting. Always maintain a 10mm spacing to all walls as an expansion joint. Use the spacing wedges to ensure this dimension. The floor is always ideally laid with a laying angle of 90 degrees to the wall. Cut the first board row as a compensation row where necessary. Always ensure the board minimum width of 8 cm and maintain the 10mm spacing to the wall. Never hammer the boards into each other, as this will damage the joint connection of the laying system. When laying the first plank in the first row, lay the tongue side to the wall. Then slide the second plank in and align both elements so that the edges are flush. Continue in this manner until the first row has been completed. The planks will be inserted into the previous board row at a 30-degree angle for creating the subsequent rows. Lowering them in at an angle enables them to be pressed in on the head sides at 3 points and in this manner as a secured connection. Always ensure a minimum plank length of 40 cm, minimum 30 cm with tile type formats. The joint offset should also be a minimum of 40 cm with board type formats or 30 cm with tile type formats. Cutting can be simply executed with a utility knife. Carve the board with multiple strokes, paying attention to the minimum length. Then simply break the board over the target breaking position over an edge. The laying process for NEO 2.0 with rapid laying system can be quickly and simply continued. Always pay attention when laying in sanitary areas that it is always recommended that the floor must always be adhered. Ensure a waterproof subbase. Seal the floor area circumferentially with a rear ventilated skirting, which is sealed to the floor with a plastic lip. Always prevent puddling surface water. Always remove standing water surfaces immediately. No floating installation of NEO design flooring directly in shower cells or in sanitary areas with floor gullies. Utilising the Megalock quick laying system enables floor coverings laid as floating systems to be simply dismantled again when required. When this is necessary, simply lift a complete plank row by 30 degrees, remove it from the anchoring and pull it out. The individual boards can then be simply pulled apart on a level surface. NEO 2.0, the ecological and waterproof floor covering for all residential areas, acclaimed with the Blau Engel Award.